What's up, everybody, and welcome to the GameFreak. Today we are going to talk about collecting, whether that be in video games or movies or whatever, really. Is it an obsession, an addiction, a sickness? I personally wouldn't consider myself a collector when it comes to games. Movies, well, that's a different story. When it comes to video games, I own around 2,000 physical copies, going back to the Atari 2600 up until the PS5. And by no means am I bragging about this. I simply have been gaming since 1982 and have kept every system I've ever bought since. I've also kept and bought more games for every console along the way. The reason I don't consider myself a collector when it comes to games is because I've never had the urge to have the complete set for any platform. I've always bought the games I wanted or the games I've always wanted to try out. Sometimes even just the games I found intriguing. This does come with issues though. The main one, shelf space. I obviously don't have enough space in my game room to hold all my games or all my movies. So a majority of both are in storage crates. It's obviously tough to get the time to go back and play all of these games, but I do like to switch things up daily and play different genres of games on different consoles. This is where more shelves would come in handy. It'd make access to my entire collection more convenient. This probably makes me look and sound like a shelf collector, but I can assure you, I'm far from that. I don't want these things as decorations. I actually play these games. I'm the exact same way with movies, to an extent. I own around 2,000 movies as well, with just under 1,700 of them being horror movies. I am a horror movie junkie. When Halloween rolls around, many stores are selling horror movies dirt cheap. I'll always grab a shitload of them, even if I've never heard of them before. With horror movies, this might be an obsession and a sickness. I can control my urge to spend when it comes to video games, but with horror movies, forget about it. And I could be wrong on this, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I've also noticed that people who prefer physical copies of video games tend to also buy movies. There's just something about physical media that a lot of us just can't let go of. Personally, I will take physical media over digital every day. So I realize that, 2,000 games, that sounds like a lot of video games, which it is. But you have to take into consideration, I've been gaming since 1982, and it's 2024 now. So I've been gaming since the Atari 2600. I have kept every game that I have ever bought. So naturally, the numbers are going to start adding up quite a bit. And I've just never had the heart to get rid of any of these games because they're not just games that I bought just so I could have a whole bunch. They're games that I have played and they're games that I like. Or they are games that I was just really intrigued and I wanted to try out. And I kept them. A lot of them I still do like. So I just, again, never had the heart to get rid of any of them. I keep the stuff that I buy. I'm not a reseller. I'm just not like that. Any game that I bought that I thought was intriguing and I thought sucked, I didn't even resell. I've actually gave them away to like friends that were interested in the game and they couldn't find it anymore. I was like, hey man, I have it. I don't like it. Take it. That's just the kind of person I am. I'm not going to sit there and rip somebody off and say, oh, well, price chart says this is worth $400. Fuck that. I'm not like that. But I can see why some people get like crazy when it comes to collecting. I think 2000 seems like a lot of games, but I've also seen a lot of content creators, and they have like 10, 12,000 games, and it's like, are you kidding me? That's crazy. There's no way that you liked every one of those games. That to me is obsession, where they were pretty much just going for the collection of everything. And when it comes to collections, there's companies out there that really try to pull you in like that. And one of them is a company that I really like, and it's Blaze. And this is actually a genius marketing scheme on their cartridges. What they do is they put a number on their sleeve, and if you have OCD, that's going to drive you crazy if you're putting these on a shelf and this says 33 on it. Let's say you have 30, 31, and then 36, 37, 38. Hell no, man. If you got bad OCD, you're like, nah, I need that 32, 33, 34, 35. I don't have that. It's pretty much it's self-control when it comes to video games. Now, movies on the other hand, like I said, I'm a huge horror movie nut. Um, I'll go and buy the real old ones if I can find them. Like I'm talking from the like late 30s, 40s, all the way up until today. I just love horror movies. That is where I have an obsession. Where like I said, some of these content creators that have like 10,000 video games, I do that with movies, even though I'm not even near that. Like I said, around 2,000 movies as well. But 1,700 being horror movies, I do have an obsession with that, and I don't think I'll ever get to the 10,000 mark, and I don't plan on getting to the 10,000 mark. But hey, man, we all have our preferences. Let me know if you are one of these people that, when it comes to video games, you need to have the full set, or if you're going for a full set. And I'm not bashing you if you are. I get it, man. It's just one of those things. I feel you because I'm like that with movies, but when it comes to video games, I can control myself. Even though I love gaming, I game every day. Helps me relax. So let me know if you're one of those that are a collector that, you just like having them on the shelf and you like looking at them. I personally can't do that. I play my games. The shelves are just the case for me. Just something where they can sit until I grab them and start playing. Let me know if you're one of those Blaze fans like myself, but you need the whole collection. I don't. And again, I'm not gonna bash you if you do, man. Everyone has their own thing, man. I'm just interested. I want to know what the community on this channel. I want to know how they are when it comes to video games. So let me know in the comment section. And if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, game on, everybody.